I have been working on the buddy system project for the past little while, and one of the things that I have been working on as part of it is a container, an enclosure with a variety of parts on it, and I just printed the latest prototype to see if it was going to work out for me, and it's pretty good. So there are some definite things I need to fix, but this is, through the enclosure needs to fit around this PCB, and so I've got this bottom in which I have the mounting holes for the PCB. Now, I have not set these holes up correctly, so when I do put this PCB on, these are not quite aligned as perfectly as they should be, which you can't make out, but that's okay. So first up will be, I have to fix these holes on the bottom, and that part is here, right? Now, those holes are pretty perfect when it comes to the model I did of the PCB, but obviously the model is not correct. So I need to adjust that. The other thing that I need to fix is the mount for this this motor. The motor mount is great. It actually, everything lines up as it should. There are 3 spots for fastening down the motor, but it's a little high. So when I put the motor in and into position, sorry, hold on. Let me just get this into position. Okay. So once I get this on and in position, what I've discovered is that this is a little high. And what I had thought was I would have some drop off here. But the thing is I was using this motor where I had cut one side of it, because this is a gear axle. So I had cut one side of it and had decided that I would instead cut the other side and have a flatter base. But the problem being is that that flatter base means there's no drop off in the motor itself. So you see here, I had designed it with this small drop off, which would have had it sitting better, but because it's sitting this way, there is no drop off, which means that this is now flush with the top. So what I had intended was there to be a cover here, right? And then the button that fits within the cover, and this base I had dropped so that everything snapped into place. And this snapped out because it turned out I wasn't holding it to anything, because I'm not great. The travel on the button isn't quite enough, so I have to adjust that. And then on top of that, I actually lowered all of my meetup points for the bottom to connect. But one of them, this one where the plug connects, is too high. Like I don't need it, so I'm not using that fourth connection. So when I do this is supposed to line up. So this all lines up. Now again, the issue is that this is supposed to connect and give a good connection point for a USB-C connector. And although it may do that, I'm going to increase the size of that slot. And then on top of that is a small power switch, right? So that part is okay. So there are some adjustments to make. Also, the last thing is that I based the cover ring for the NeoPixel ring on a design and not the actual ring itself. I had sort of measured and thought, oh, well, maybe I'm good and close. I'm actually very, very close. So this doesn't need to be adjusted. I'm going to raise this. So this will have more sticking out. This feeds down. This is way too long a lead, obviously. And this is going to be raised. Yeah, and I might actually, the the tolerance of this opening to fit on these motors is way too tight. So I'm going to actually increase this as well, so it slips on better. And then this will connect to the mirror ball. So the idea being that when a signal is sent from buddy system, this ring will light up in a holding pattern, waiting for you to click. And once you click, it sends a signal back. And once the buddy system reaches the threshold of the number of people engaged with it, it sends a trigger back, and this mirror ball will spin, and this will become sort of like a dance party. And that is the big payoff. Anyways, I have some edits to do, but I'm pretty stoked. I think it's really coming together.